All right. So, Adam Cole, you are finally back on the road with AEW after a little over a year recovering from an ankle injury. Talk to me a little bit about that, how the rehab process went and how it feels to just finally be back.
Yeah, man. So, as far as, again, truth be told, these past 2 years have been some of the most challenging of my entire career. You know, like before this ankle injury, I'd gone through that pretty serious concussion injury where I was out for about 9 months, which was pretty scary. And then I came back and had what I felt like was just a wonderful run, for about 6 months or so. And then this freak accident happened, with my ankle. So mentally, it was incredibly discouraging. Obviously, it's not as scary as anything, to do with the brain or anything like that. But as far as the rehab process, it was definitely frustrating because I was so happy to be back doing what I love to do, doing what I was born to do, doing the only thing that I want to do, and that is pro wrestling. So, the process mentally was definitely challenging. But now being back and getting to be back on the road full time with AEW, getting back into the ring again, it's incredibly awesome. Like, this is all I ever want to do. This is all I've ever wanted to do. So to be back into the ring and be back on the road with AEW feels incredible. It feels really, really awesome.
So what exactly was the injury? Because I don't know if I'm 100% clear on like exactly what happened.
Yeah. So literally what happened is we had a show at Arthur Ashe Stadium. The main event was MJF versus Samoa Joe. And I know a lot of people know this is where that injury happened. But when I jumped off of the ramp, my ankle literally exploded, like on both sides. So I was able to finish what I was supposed to do. But long story short, I go in to get evaluated by a doctor in Florida. And they explained, unfortunately, with this injury, I wish I could give you better news, but 10 out of 10 times you have to get surgery. Like your bones are just absolutely shattered. But originally, the plan was for them to go in and put 6 screws into my ankle, and I was going to be good to go in about 6 to 9 months. But when they did go in to look at my ankle, again, this procedure was supposed to only take about an hour. It ended up taking 3.5 hours. And when I woke up, the first news that I received was, your ankle is a lot worse than we anticipated. You have to get another surgery in 7 days. So that was, soul crushing for sure, to the point where I had to go back in 7 days later to get more screws put in and actually a bone replaced. So there was a chunk of bone on my ankle that had completely snapped off. It was kind of floating around in my ankle. And they went to save that piece of bone, but when they went to save it, it just completely like crumpled and disintegrated almost. So they had to scoop out my bone, and I actually have a cadaver bone from somebody else, who was kind enough, after they had passed away, to donate their bones to help people who are going through injuries, which I'm fortunate enough for. But I have someone else's ankle bone in my ankle, as well as like 7 screws in my ankle. So it was a very extensive recovery process. It was a very extensive procedure. It definitely the most challenging surgery that I've ever had.